Assalamu alaikum students of class 8. This is your homework for winter vacations. We are going to start chapter 8, compound proportion and banking. It's on page number 108. First of all, you should know what is compound proportion. You all are fully aware about ratios. Ratios are simply the comparison between any two objects of the same kind. Now, what is proportion? Equality of two ratios is known as proportion. For example, if four quantities are in proportion, I can write this like A is to B equal C is to D. Okay, this is proportion. Now there are two kinds of proportion, direct proportion and inverse proportion. Direct proportion is when an increase or decrease in one quantity causes the increase or decrease in another quantity, right? And inverse proportion is when increase or decrease in one quantity causes the decrease or increase in another quantity. मतलब इन्वर्स प्रोपोर्शन में अगर एक चीज़ बढ़ रही है तो दूसरी चीज़ कम हो रही होती है, या अगर पहली चीज़ कम हो रही है तो दूसरी चीज़ बढ़ रही होती है. ओके, दे आर इन्वर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल टू ईच अदर. ओके, now we know compound proportion. What is compound proportion? Proportion involving two or more quantities is called compound proportion. Okay, now move towards our exercise. Question number 1 is fill in the blanks. First is interest is not earned in a current account. Yes, it's true. Banks does not offer interest on current accounts. Okay, now part 2 is simple interest is calculated by the formula I equals to PRT upon 100, where P stands for principal, R stands for rate, T stands for time. Okay, then part 3 is the compound interest on rupees 100 at 2% for 3 years this is rupees 6. Okay, we will solve the questions like this later in this exercise. Okay, there's a formula for compound interest. Okay, now part 4 is if interest is compounded annually at 5%, the half yearly rate would be, half yearly means half of the year, half the year means what is the half of 5%? Of course 2.5%. Okay, now part 5 is a dash card is used to deduct an amount from the account holder's account directly. A debit card is used to deduct an amount from the account holder's account directly. Now question number 2 is state whether the following are true or false. Part 1 is a demand draft is a type of account. No, it's not a type of account. It's just a draft which bank issues to another bank on behalf of account holder. Okay, now second part is if the exchange rate for the US dollar is rupees 105, then $2 is equal to rupees 210. Yes, it's 210. You just need to multiply this 2 by this exchange rate 105 and you will get 210. Okay, now part 3 is money can be withdrawn from a fixed deposit account at any time. No, you cannot withdraw money from a fixed deposit account at any time you want. This statement is false. Okay, now part 4 is if rupees 100 are borrowed at 3% compound interest for 2 years, the amount to be repaid is rupees 110. No, it's about it's almost 106. Okay, you will see how to solve it later. Okay, now part 5 is compound interest earned over 2 years is greater than simple interest earned over the same period if the interest rate is the same. First of all, you should know that compound interest is always greater than simple interest. Okay, so it's true, this statement is true. Now question number 3 is find the value of x in each of the following proportions. Okay, so first part is 12 is to 5 equals to x is to 25. We can write this 12 is to 5 like 12 upon 5. Okay, 12 upon 5 equals to x upon 25. Now we just need to do cross multiplication. We need to find the value of x, so we need to make this alone in this side. Okay, 25 is being divided by x in the right hand side, so send this 25 to the left hand side. Okay, now 12 multiplied by 25 upon 15, do this cancellation and you have got 4 multiplied by 5 and x equals to 20. 4 5s are 20. Now part 2 is x kg is to 27 kg equals to 4 kg is to 9 kg. We don't need to write these units along. Okay, we don't need to write these units. Okay, so we just need to write the ratios. X is to 27, we can write it as x upon 27. Similarly 4 upon 9. Okay, now do the cross multiplication. 27 is being divided by x in the left hand side, send it towards the right hand side and it becomes 4 into 27 upon 9. After cancellation we have got x equals to 4 into 3 which is equal to 12. So the first value here is x equals to 12 kg. Okay, now question number 4 is the price of a carpet measuring 12 feet wide and 25 feet long rupees 2500. What is the price of a carpet measuring 50 feet by 30 feet? Okay, we first observe what are the quantities here. The quantities here are price, wide, long. Okay, now what is the price of the carpet measuring 12 by 25, the price is 2500, so I wrote 2500 here. And what is the wideness of the carpet? 12 feet, so I wrote 12 here. What is the how long the carpet is? It's 25 feet long, so I wrote 25 here. Okay, now what is so I wrote x as the unknown value. Okay, and the carpet measuring 50 feet by 30 feet, right? 50 feet is the wideness, okay, and 30 feet is the length of the carpet. Okay, so I wrote 50, and beside this I wrote 30. Okay, now use the arrow method to solve this question. First, figure out in this question what we are encountering with: direct proportion or inverse proportion. Basically, first observe that you need to find the value of x. Now arrowhead should be towards x. This is by default. Okay, arrow should be towards x by default. Okay, so we pointed this arrow down. Okay, and now check the relation between the price and wideness. Okay, जितना ज़्यादा वाइड होगा कार्पेट उतनी ज़्यादा प्राइस होगी कार्पेट की, राइट? तो ये डायरेक्ट प्रोपोर्शन है, डायरेक्ट वेरिएशन है. ओके, सो आपको एरो का हेड उसी तरह रखना है जिस तरह प्राइस का था. ओके, अगर ये इन्वर्स होता तो हम एरो हेड ऊपर की तरफ कर लेते, ठीक है? क्योंकि ये डायरेक्ट थी तो हमने एरो हेड बिल्कुल प्राइस जैसा था, प्राइस का जैसे नीचे की तरफ था, हमने वाइड में भी वैसे ही रखा. नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू चेक द रिलेशन बिटवीन प्राइस एंड द थर्ड क्वांटिटी. ओके, नाउ थर्ड क्वांटिटी, ऑफ कोर्स द सेम रूल अप्लाइज हेयर टू. जितना ज़्यादा लंबा होगा कार्पेट उतनी ज़्यादा प्राइस होगी कार्पेट की. ओके, जितनी ज़्यादा लेंथ कम होगी कार्पेट की उतनी ज़्यादा प्राइस कम हो जाएगी कार्पेट की. सो दिस इज डायरेक्ट वेरिएशन टू. अगेन हमने एरो का हेड वैसे ही रखा जैसे कि प्राइस का था. अगर इन्वर्स होता तो हम एरो हेड ऊपर कर लेते, राइट? नाउ व्हाट वी नीड टू डू इज राइट द जिस वैल्यू के साथ एरो हेड आ रहा है उसको आपको नोमिनेटर बनाना है. मेक दैट योर नोमिनेटर. ओके, एंड so that's why I wrote x upon 2500 equals to 50 upon 12 multiplied by 30 upon 25. Do remember that always make that value or that number your numerator where your arrowhead is. Okay, so I need to find the value of x. 2500 is being divided by x, so shift it towards the right hand side and do this cancellation, and x equals to 25 into 5 into 100, which is equal to 12,500 rupees. Okay, so the price of a carpet is 12,500 rupees if the measuring is 50 feet by 30 feet. Okay, now question number 5 is 100 men working 8 hours a day can complete a job in 35 days. How many men should be employed to finish the job in 35 days if they work 10 hours a day? Okay, so the quantities given are men, hours, days. Okay, 100 men, 8 hours, 35 days. I wrote it all here. Then I will need to know how many men should be employed now. So I wrote here x as the unknown variable. Okay, and 25 days and 10 hours a day, I wrote the values like this. Okay, now again the arrowhead procedure, again this arrow procedure we need to do. Okay, so first compare the relation between men and hours. Okay, so जितने ज़्यादा मैन होंगे आपके पास उतने ही कम टाइम लगेगा आपको, जितने कम बंदे होंगे उतना ज़्यादा टाइम लगेगा. सो यू नोटिस्ड द इंक्रीज इन वन थिंग कॉजेज द डिक्रीज इन अनदर, or we can say the decrease in one thing causes the increase in another. This is inverse variation. Okay, so men and hours are inversely proportional to each other. Okay, now check the relation between men and days. Okay, so जितने ज़्यादा आदमी होंगे उतने कम दिन लगेंगे. ओके, और जितने कम आदमी होंगे उतने ज़्यादा दिन लगेंगे जॉब कंप्लीट करने में. दिस इज़ ऑल्सो इन्वर्स वेरिएशन. ओके, सो हमने एरो को बना लिया मैन की ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन में क्योंकि ये इन्वर्स था. अगर ये डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शन होता तो हम एरो को बिल्कुल मैन की तरह, जो मैन वाला हमारी क्वांटिटी थी, बिल्कुल वैसे ही एरो हेड को आवर्स और डेज़ में भी नीचे की तरफ पॉइंट करते. बट बिकॉज दिस इज़ इन्वर्स प्रोपोर्शन, सो हमने एरो को ऊपर की जाने पॉइंट किया, राइट? सो नाउ मेक दैट वैल्यू और मेक दैट नंबर योर न्यूमरेटर on which arrowhead approaches. Okay, now x by 100 equals to 8 by 10 multiplied by 35 by 25. We need to find the value of x. Shift this 100 towards the right hand side. Okay, now do this regular cancellation, and you have got 8 multiplied by 7 multiplied by 2, which is equal to 112. So 112 men are required to finish the job in 25 days if they work 10 hours a day. Okay, now question number 6 is a man leaves rupees 240,000 to his 3 heirs Aslam, Parvez and Sana. According to his will, it is to be distributed in the ratio of 5:4:3. How much of the inheritance does each heir receive? Okay, so make the data of it first. Man leaves 240,000 and some of the ratios are 5 plus 4 plus 3 equals to 12, right? Now what will Aslam receive? Aslam will receive the total property that he left divided by the sum of the ratio multiplied by the ratio of Aslam. Okay, and when we solve this we have got 100,000. Similarly, Parvez will receive 240,000 divided by 12 multiplied by the ratio of Parvez, which is 4, and we have got 80,000. Sana will receive 240,000 divided by 12 multiplied by 3, which is equals to 60,000 rupees. Okay, now question number 7 is in year 2016 a company earns a profit of rupees x, which is to be we don't know how much the profit company earned, which is to be divided among 3 partners, Aman, Akhtar and Salman, in the ratio of 4:6:8. If Aman gets rupees 360,000, how much will will Akhtar and Salman get? What is the total profit? We don't know how much company earns a profit. The unknown value is x here. Okay, so let the profit a company earns be x. Okay, and ratio, the given ratio is 4:6:8. The sum of the ratio equals to 18. Okay, now profit of Aman. The profit of Aman is equals to total profit divided by sum of the ratios multiplied by the ratio of Aman, which is 4. I am doing this with the same strategy I used in the previous question. Okay, so we now know, in this question we know the profit of Aman, which is 360,000. So just put this value in the place of profit of Aman. Okay, and we don't know the total profit, so we have written x over here, and we know the sum of the ratios, which is equal to 18. So I wrote 18 in the denominator. Now we need to find the value of x, which is total profit. Okay, so leave the x alone in the right hand side and shift all these values 18 and 4 towards the right hand side, and after solving this we have got x equals to 1,620,000 rupees. Okay, so the company earns a profit of rupees this. Okay, now Akhtar will receive the total profit divided by sum of the ratios multiplied by ratio of Akhtar. Okay, and we have got 540,000. Similarly, Salman will get the total profit divided by sum of the ratios multiplied by the ratio of Salman, which is equal to 720,000 rupees. Okay. So question number 8 is, what will rupees 450 amount to in 2 years at 5% per annum compounded annually? So basically we need to find the amount here. Okay, so principal is 450 rupees and t equals to 2 years. Rate of interest equals to 5% per annum. Per annum means per year, and you have to find the amount, like what will the person get? What will the person get if he invests rupees 450 in a bank for 2 years at 5% per annum? Now the formula for amount in case of compound interest is this: A equals to P into 1 plus R upon 100 raised to the power T, where P equals to principal, R is the rate, T is the time. Okay, now put the values over here, and we wrote in the place of P 450, 1 plus we wrote in the place of R 5. Okay, and T equals to 2. Now solve this. The square of 105 upon 100 is 11025 upon 10,000, and after cancellation we have got the amount 496.12 rupees, which is approximately equal to 496. Okay, now question number 9 is, find the compound interest on rupees 5,000 for 2 years at 4% per annum. Now we need to find the compound interest, like a person invests 5,000 rupees for 2 years at 4% per annum, 4% per year. Now what will be the compound interest on this principal? Okay, make the data: P equals to 5,000 rupees, T equals to 2 years, R equals to 4%. The amount after 2 years is given by this formula written over here. We need to find basically the compound interest, and compound interest equals to amount minus principal. So we first need to find the amount now, and the formula for amount is A equals to P into 1 plus R upon 100 raised to the power T. Okay, so in place of P I have written 5,000, and in place of R I wrote 4, and in place of T I have written this power 2. Okay, and do this regular simplification, and after simplification you have got A equals to rupees 5408. Okay, so this is the amount. Okay, now we need to find the compound interest. Now compound interest equals to amount minus principal, so subtract 5,000 from 5,408 and you have got 408. So basically compound interest is rupees 408. Okay, thank you.